Just a very short story. But before I do, just a round of applause for everyone for organising the PenTales thing, especially Louisa. It's really great to see so many faces listening and being interested, or looking like you're interested, which is half the battle. So thank you very much. Okay, this is a short story about that midway point when you're not quite awake and not quite asleep, but able to somehow interpret what's going on in your head. And I'm afraid it will be in English. Right. It's called Clarity. Sue's eye opened. After a minute, it experimented with winking. No need to attempt anything else just yet, Sue reasoned. She'd been woken by the bang of the door, signalling that she was alone in the flat. For whom, she submitted to the ceiling plaster, would I be getting up? For what? Perhaps I will never get up from this settee. That actually wouldn't be so bad. Certainly easier than climbing to my feet, at any rate, thought Sue, opening the other eye, moving the arms, all that business with the knees. She imagined that never moving from the settee, never ever, would be far simpler. I suppose I should get a little thirsty, get very thirsty. Then I will merely pass out on this settee and crumble into nutrient-rich, eco-friendly mulch. If you filmed all that and played it back at 10 times the speed, Sue thought, the whole process wouldn't take too long at all. The film would start, her eye would open, and poofed, just a dusty settee. She would change her answer phone message to explain where she was to all her friends. The council might draw up a petition to move her, to build a bypass through her, but she wouldn't budge. She swivelled the eye, and there was something lying by her head, she noticed, on the settee's armrest. Maybe if I stayed on this settee forever, Sue continued, my bones might calcify and knit together into just one big bone, so I could never move, only tip and pivot about. My eyelashes might dovetail joint together and never be prized apart. The earth would crawl up over me, and archaeologists would dig me up in 1,000,000 years' time and gasp, and wonder if we were all like that 1,000,000 years ago. Staying on the settee forever suddenly seemed like a lot of responsibility. Her eye realised that the thing by her head was a note, pinned right into the leather of the armrest. It read, "Sorry about last night. I left a sandwich on the side. I hope you like pickle. See you later." This was followed by the letter B. Had B told her to sleep on the settee? Sue couldn't remember. Maybe she had offered to sleep there, hoping she would get lost down the back of it. About £1 billion is lost or lying idle in the United Kingdom's 24.7 million households. That fact blurted into her head from some long-forgotten Trivial Pursuit card. Fascinating. On average, then, how much spare change might be down the back of this specific settee right now? Let me try and work it out, Sue thought. That figure minus this figure, carry the three in the arm bowl of my head, hold it there, go, go, go. The eye focused on the wristwatch, thwacking out the seconds next to her face. She felt it was safer to check her own watch rather than the clock on the wall. She wasn't entirely sure that the time in B's sitting room wouldn't be quicker or slower, or counting in different numbers. 12:15, said the watch. The quality of light through the window meant must be 12:15 in the afternoon. Good call, detective skills, interpreting data. 12:15 p.m. This means she had slept too long. After a good while of anxious deliberation, Sue decided that her favourite word on the note was pickle. It was fun. The exclamation mark that followed it made it even more fun. Pickle. It was a pizzicato word. Pickle, a pink tickle that prickled, a pickle, fickle, pucker I plucked at, chuckling, truculent. Pickle, pickle, pickle. All you need to do to eat a sandwich is to have a hand. And a mouth, one presumes. So, basically, B has left a sandwich out for me, thought Sue, to show I am not supposed to open any drawers in B's house. Not supposed to get my fingerprints on any of B's crockery, B's cutlery. Crockery and cutlery, also lovely words. We have plenty of time before I become as one with a settee, thought Sue. So let's pause and dwell on those words. Crockery, cutlery, cuttlefish on a rookery, cutlery fish. A gust of wind outside, and Sue saw lines of rain nuzzling at the window. She imagined the world beyond this room, the street B had stepped out into, a street bulbous and shiny with umbrellas. She thought of all the water that must have hit Bee in little pieces when Bee slammed the door and stepped into Bee's garden, leaving her alone in the flat. "Hope you like pickle," the note said. Not, "Do you like pickle?" or "I put pickle in your sandwich, is that all right?" Bee was clearly thoughtless as to her preferences vis-à-vis pickle. True, "hope you like" was considerate, but the final exclamation mark made the phrase look like it was either trying too hard to please, or else it was a joke. "I hope you like pickle, because I've only got jam and baking soda in my cupboard." That's what the exclamation mark said. It was manic. And what did Bee actually mean by pickle? Pickle, what a pickle? Some kind of chutney, was it? A piccalilli, piccadilly, peccadillo, armadillo, or a gherkin, a cornichon. Americans call gherkins pickles, don't they? Don't you have an American aunt, Bee? Bee certainly has American trainers. Sue can see them with her eye under the armchair opposite her settee. Have your trainers' Native Americanisms inked up your bloodstream and into your mouth and into your writing fingers? Did you write pickle as an American? Did I fall out with an American last night? Me on the sofa, you on the armchair. The chair made for your arms. All she could remember was that the discussion had started when Bee couldn't find the TV remote, and it had ended, not as planned, with Bee and Sue together, asleep, ampersand shaped in a bed, but with Sue waking up alone on this settee, reading this note with her one open eye. She looked at the note again. Sue notices that Bee has left her no drink. Bee clearly wants Sue to desiccate. Bee wants her kidneys to hiccup and grunt and then wilt inside her. The eye closed. You couldn't even be bothered to write your full name. Bee. B. Imagine the shape of it, a string of half butterflies. Bee, a fat woman in profile. A fat woman with no head and no arms and no legs. Your name is sick and a little bit depraved, Bee. Her eye widened suddenly. £40 worth of spare change could, on average, be down the back of this settee. I could buy the whole street some sandwiches of the highest quality entirely independently of Bee. Something quite sinister about the final "see you later" too. Maybe it's the full stop. I will see you later. We shall not meet. I will see you, and that will be the end of it. Sue opened the other eye. Sue got up. Sue shook all the cutlery out of the drawers in Bee's flat. She turned the taps on and started the dishwasher, the tray stacked with soap and the door wedged open. She poured some orange juice, which was not left out to her, into a plant pot and put the plant pot in the microwave. Sue made tea with all Bee's tea bags in the sink, with half a bag of sugar to taste. When she found the TV remote down the back of the settee, she put it in the fish tank. With a pair of Converse shoes, she unplugged the fridge and put the toaster in the bath. This shouldn't hurt Bee, Sue thought as she did it. Bee'll notice a toaster in the bath, won't Bee, before Bee starts running it. Sue chucked all the crumbs out of the toaster before putting it in the bath, because who can imagine anything worse than a bathful full of crumbs? Sue put on her coat, opened the door and switched off the light. She paused, then switched the light back on again. Sue went out into the rain in the front garden and shut the door behind her. The sandwich lay untouched on the tabletop, a new note propped beside it. Strictly speaking, it was the same note flipped over, but with a new message written on the back. It read, "Dear Bee, it's okay." Thank you very much.